Okay, and we're here. So as we see, the ship's slightly different from what we had in the initial pick ban phase, but mostly the same. As we see, we do have a heavy armor composition coming out from Burnt Out with those armor command bursts coming from the Prophecy. On the other hand, we do have the Hurricane going to be going with skirmish links, giving them a bit of extra speed for the unintended consequences, guys, which could really help out when they've got a Merlin, a Caracal, and a Blackbird. So, yeah, how do you expect this game's going to go down, Panda?
Well, I mean, I think that as long as the Rifter can kind of get away from the ECM, Burnout has a chance.
Yeah, the ECM going to play a vital role in this game. As Ryder said, it does make or break the game. It's either going to be very, very good for them or going to work out quite poorly, as we know. Blackbird's a very squishy ship and not meant to be in any sort of real combat, especially when you've got 5 guys going for you straight from the start of the game. But it looks like both people are still on the beacons, waiting to see some movement from these guys and the combat to start.
So we definitely have something that could be pretty exciting with the fact that Burnout could do really well really quickly, or they could go up in flames, just depending on how the teams fly. So I'm excited to see what we do or what they do.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got damage straight on the Blackbird here. Jams have gone down on the Apocalypse. Looks like he does have a successful jam. Drones are being dropped from both teams. The Blackbird now slipping into 75% armor, along with the Rifter from Burnt Out. He is currently above the main group of unintended consequences, heading back down again towards that Blackbird. Lots of ships going down quite fast. The Thorax, another good one to take off the field. A lot of DPS will be coming from that ship, right in there amongst them all, but he's getting torn apart by these drones and missiles.
But it looks like the Blackbird may actually go down. And if they do, what do you think is going to happen for the rest of the Burnout team?
I think Burnout are going to be extremely happy when they take down the Blackbird. Then it looks like the Thorax and the Blackbird do fall roughly at the same time. So, a big trade there. I think it's going to go in the advantage of Burnt Out, though, getting that Blackbird off the field. Their Rifter is falling down into low armor now. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to this. Meanwhile, the Prophecy from Burnt Out also taking a lot of damage at this point. But it doesn't seem like they're managing to break any other ships at the moment. We've got shield transfers going onto the Hurricane, and he is continuing to live. The Rifter does fall as well, and the Prophecy looks like it's going next. Things aren't going so well here for Burnt Out.
But it looks like the Catalyst may or may not be going down next along with the Prophecy. But it looks like their Burnout is able to kind of keep themselves up. And so let's see if they can get any damage on anything else.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to apply damage onto the tower right now of unintended consequences to break something on this team, because the Typhoon is just way too tanky to try at this point. Prophecy falling down into low armor now, along with the Catalyst as well. The Catalyst not going to be up for much longer at this point. So yeah, it's a really tough match at this point. And with most of their DPS gone, and the more the Prophecy and the Catalyst about to fall, there's really nothing this Apocalypse is going to be able to do against the Typhoon, Hurricane, Talwar, and Merlin all just hammering on him.
And I mean, now that the Catalyst is gone, it looks like Unintended Consequences is going to be able to just kite around until the end of the game, with Chiba Man just kind of hoping he can live for the rest of the time.
Yeah, he is bravely trying to take on the enemy Hurricane. Has managed to break through the shields on this, but we do see the rest of the damage from Burnt Out now coming back onto the Apocalypse, as they have no other targets to fight at this point. We do see him now getting webbed, slowing him down from chasing that Hurricane. The Hurricane at this point will be looking to pull range if possible to stay alive, to not lose any more ships, but it looks like he is actually heading slightly, well, turning back towards him, is falling down into low armor at the moment, could be entering structure, but at this point it's a race. Will he go through structure in time, or will they manage to kill the Apocalypse?
Considering he is kind of far, hopefully we can hope that he'll live for a bit longer.
Yeah, he is getting shield reps at the moment. It's just going to get the Hurricane a little bit of shield to live on right now, but it is still really close at this point. The Hurricane very well could die. He is very close to this Apocalypse, and he's
gone.
He is gone.
So the Apocalypse, at least, brought some honor to the burnout team while he's standing here waiting or flying around waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to get those few extra points if you can, make it less of a defeat. But yeah, the cards have been shown at this point. The drone's just chewing through that last bit of structure. It looks like the Apocalypse now is trying to shoot that Merlin, but that Merlin is losing nothing. Oh wait, no, he's actually shooting the Talwar. Apologies, the Talwar in about 75% of shield. But at this point, the small armor cycles that are going off here on the Apocalypse are not going to be enough to save him. He is constantly in structure now, falling down 25% and getting a little bit of armor, but it's just not enough. There's nothing he can do now.
Well, he was honorable, and that's what matters in this.
Yes, nothing more valuable than honor, friends. And that is it. We're going to see the Apocalypse fall, and Unintended Consequences are going to be taking the victory for this, with 3 ships remaining on the field: the Typhoon, the Talwar, and the Merlin. Back to you in the studio.